We have other news for you, and this is new tonight, a pending deadline and our first look at new federal rules tying up tens of millions of dollars in federal grants for the city of Portland. Katu is on your side tonight, digging into the options for local leaders. Good evening. Thanks a lot for joining us, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
And I'm Deborah Knapp. Katu investigator Wright Gazaway got a copy of these new rules in a records request, and it shows what the Trump administration is requiring of grant recipients.
Yeah, there are two sections in this 47-page document causing some heartburn in City Hall. One, an agreement to cooperate with ICE, and two, eliminating any programs promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Portland's status as a sanctuary city has come into focus in 2025. New rules from the federal government put the city's status in its crosshairs. Cities must agree to cooperate with ICE in order to receive federal grants, according to these new rules. A judge has temporarily blocked that from being enforced. The rules also require cities to eliminate DEI programs. Quote, by entering into this agreement, the recipient certifies that it does not operate any programs promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. The funding in jeopardy is not small. The city currently has $387 million in active grants. It has $31 million in grants essentially on pause due to these rules. It relies on roughly $100 million a year from the feds. Most goes to PBOT and the Housing Bureau. The city and dozens of other local governments are suing the administration over the rules related to DEI. The lawsuit says most governments face an August 14th deadline to certify compliance. That's likely when Portland's roughly $100 million in annual grant funding would be at risk. The local governments are asking a judge to strike down the administration's rules ahead of that deadline. The options are simple, according to Mayor Keith Wilson. In a letter to Portlanders, he says, quote, we must now reevaluate many of our leading initiatives and programs or forego the federal funding that makes many critical programs and services possible. Council President Alana Pertolgini told us the same thing following a confidential meeting with the city's attorneys.
And what we're trying to do right now is figure out how we best serve all members of our community and what that looks like as we try to respond to the directives from the federal government.
The city administrator is preparing for the worst, telling city councilors in his recent monthly report, quote, city bureaus may need to make adjustments to their budget and work plans funded by these grants or seek alternative options.
So far, the city won't say on the record which programs or policies it believes conflict with President Trump's executive order. There is a city council meeting next week where this could be discussed in public. President Trump says it's about ending race-based discrimination.
Well, the grant agreement that started this came from the Federal Railroad Administration. What did you learn from that? Yeah,
it's pretty interesting. This would have paid for money to study train crossings on the inner east side. The study would come up with solutions to get rid of those long wait times as trains are coming through the inner east side. That funding is on hold while the city decides whether to get in compliance or fight the Trump administration on this.
It's going to be interesting watching this whole thing unfold. Certainly. No doubt. You're on top of that, I know, right? Do you have a story for us? Email us at k2investigates@katu.com or leave a voicemail at 503-231-4205.